I remember the first time I tried speaking English. I could barely form a sentence without feeling embarrassed. I would look at the words, hear them in my head, and think, how am I going to speak this? I don't even know where to begin. But today, I can say with confidence that I've learned English from scratch. It wasn't easy, and it took time, but I did it. And if I can do it, so can you. The first step was scary, but the excitement of learning kept me going. It wasn't about being perfect. It was about trying, failing, and trying again. Here's how I did it. When I first began, everything seemed overwhelming. Where do I start? What should I focus on? I realized that I had to begin with the basics, the alphabet, simple words, and greetings. Words like hello, good morning, and thank you became my best friends. They were simple, but they gave me a sense of achievement every time I used them. I remember feeling so proud the first time I greeted someone in English. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. And that's when I realized that learning English is not about perfection. It's about progress. Every word counts, no matter how small. At first, mistakes were my biggest fear. Every time I mispronounced a word, I felt embarrassed. I thought to myself, I'll never get this right. I'm not good enough for this. But then something clicked. I realized that mistakes are not failures. They are part of the learning process. They show me what I need to work on. One of the most important lessons I learned was to embrace my mistakes. They became stepping stones, not obstacles. So, every time I made a mistake, instead of feeling defeated, I saw it as a lesson. Soon, I understood that learning English wasn't just about studying from books. I needed to surround myself with the language. I watched movies, listened to music, and followed English-speaking YouTubers. At first, I didn't understand much, but I kept listening. Over time, I began to pick up phrases. Little by little, it all started to make sense. I'll never forget the first time I understood a joke in English. It wasn't just the words, it was the tone, the humor, and the context. That moment was a breakthrough for me. Learning English isn't just about vocabulary, it's about understanding the culture and how people communicate. One thing that really helped me was being consistent. It wasn't about studying for hours every day, it was about spending just 15 to 20 minutes every day. Whether it was reading, writing, or listening to something in English, I made sure to practice every single day. At first, it felt like nothing was changing. Some days, I felt frustrated. I wanted to give up. But I kept going, even when it felt slow. Every little bit adds up. Now, when I look back, I realized that those small daily efforts paid off. One of the biggest challenges was speaking. I was terrified of talking to people in English, but I knew that if I didn't practice speaking, I wouldn't improve. So I started talking to friends, even if it was just for a few minutes. At first, I made a lot of mistakes. I misused words, and sometimes I couldn't find the right ones. But you know what? I kept speaking. And little by little, I became more confident. The more I practiced, the more natural it felt. I remember the first time I had a full conversation in English. It was awkward, yes, but I did it. And that feeling of being able to communicate, even with mistakes, was priceless. There were days when I wanted to quit. I felt like I wasn't making enough progress. But then I reminded myself why I started. I remembered my goals. To be able to communicate freely, to understand movies and songs, to travel and talk to people from all over the world. Whenever I felt down, I thought about how far I had come, and that kept me going. Motivation is like a fire. It needs to be fueled every day. Some days you'll feel on top of the world, and other days you'll feel like you're stuck. But as long as you keep going, even a little bit each day, you're moving forward. Even after I reached a level where I could speak fairly well, I realized something important. Learning never stops. Every time I thought I was done, I found new things to learn. New vocabulary, new expressions, and even new ways to communicate. The journey isn't about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the process of learning. I still learn new words every day. I still make mistakes, but that's what makes it exciting. There's always something new to discover, and that's what keeps me going. Looking back, I'm proud of how far I've come. Learning English wasn't easy, but it was worth every second. If I can do it, you can do it too. Don't let fear hold you back. Take that first step. Make mistakes. Keep learning. And most importantly, believe in yourself. If you're just starting, don't rush. Celebrate every little victory. Learning English is not a race. It's a journey. Every word you learn, every sentence you say, is a step closer to your goal. So, go ahead, take that first step. I promise you, the best is yet to come. Remember, learning a language isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Don't compare your journey to others, because everyone learns at their own pace. The important thing is that you keep going, even when it gets tough. You can do this, and I believe in you.